from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis session. Hi Kubulani, hi Lorenz, Gert, Pietro, Richard. Sorry, big guy, I let you down yesterday. My system wasn't working with me. I'm very sorry. Guys, please send me a message if you hear me. Oh, okay. No, that's perfect. No, that's perfect, guys. As long as you had something to do. Did any one of you did any one of you do any homework? Any homework over the weekend? Did you do any homework over the weekend, guys? Is there anything specific that you looked at over the weekend? Yes, you did some work on FSR and GBP JPY. What did you find there, Pietro? What did you find? Oh, okay, Richard. I'm happy you got my email, big guy. Okay. Pietro, my question to you is, what did you find on First Rand and GBP JPY? Let's talk about those. That's what I want us to. It was all go for short. Okay, let me check. GBP JPY. Let's have a look. Okay, let's see what we see there. Oh, they're all trading below their SMAs. Yeah, on the monthly chart, they have been trading below their SMAs for a very long time. Pietro, they have been trading below their SMAs, below the SMAs for a very long time. Okay, that's your resistance there. That's your sell range. Okay, this one has been going down. GBP JPY. Okay, let's look at. Let's go back here once again. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm still looking at this one. I'll be back with you now. Let me just Make sure that I'm happy with the support and resistance levels that we have on this one here. Okay. Eish. Yeah. Okay. Pietro, I've looked at the GBP JPY. Mm, okay, this is our current. Okay, I'll just mark this one black. These are our current support on GBP JPY, around 145 500, 145 600 zone. If you look at it from mid towards the end of May, we haven't closed below 145 550 or 145 600. Every time it gets there, buyers come in and push it up. So uh, I do not really think that it's a sell right away. I first want to see what it does below 145 600. If we get a close below 155 600, then I can try and go in for a short on this one. Otherwise, I think if we do go down, we may have a spike taking us down to 144 flat or 144 100 around this zone here. And once we get here, I think the buyers of the British pound are going to pile in and start buying the British pound once again. Although on the monthly chart we are below the simple moving average and all of that, I still believe that there's still a chance for this one. We may still see a meaningful bounce. So I would be very careful around these levels. I won't go in with a massive lot sizes. I would make sure that I minimize my lot sizes and trade it cautiously because check what happened here. Looking at the daily time frame, we came down to that black line that we have there. Price bounced off. So next level I'm looking at is this area here where we have a bit of a double top situation happening. It's possible that we may have a triple top. And when it gets to 144, 144, 100, I think that's where we're really going to get buyers coming in and buying this one. If you decide to short this one, I suggest that maybe you wait for the price to first clear 145 if you are targeting 144. If you're targeting 144, 144, 100, wait for the price to first clear 145, 600 and then go in for a short. Otherwise, it has been a nice short over the past couple of days, but now we have this support. I'm waiting for my chart to show up. So about that is taking forever. Okay, I'm waiting for this area to be cleared. As long as it is still trading above this area, I won't short this one. Another thing, look at your hourly time frame. You remember what you said about the hourly time frame? We said anything that is trading above the hourly time frame, it means that you should look to buy that. But there are conditions. Your daily, your weekly need to say, they all need to say buy for you to go in and buy above the SMA. Otherwise, if the price is below the SMA, you can just carry on selling it. But right now, it is the weekly saying sell, the daily saying sell, the monthly saying sell, but check your hourly. Your hourly is saying buy, so you don't buy such a thing. Maybe what you can do is to wait for your hourly time frame to first cross below the simple moving average, cross and close below the simple moving average, and then try your luck, bring it down to 145. But that 145 is very important. It is a big support area on this currency pair. But any break below can easily take us down to 144, 144, 100. That's where you can look to go in for some longs once again on the GBP JPY. I need you guys to mark these levels. Please mark on GBP JPY 144 100 or 144 flat, 1.44 100 or 1.44 0. That's the area where I think buyers are going to come in and start buying this one. Mark that area, it's very important. And your overhead resistance, the main one, I'm not talking about 145 600, I'm looking at 149,000. 149,000. Let's just call it 149,000. I'm looking at 149,000 from 144. I think that's where we're gonna get the price to finally, if these buyers really push in and start buying this market. So that's what I'm looking at on the GBP JPY. I'm very cautious. I cannot go in and trade this one for now. Let's look at first rand. Okay, that area there. Okay, let me look at 3 months. Okay. Guys, okay. Okay, right now on first rand, I think we are stuck between this resistance area here around 67, 67.31 or 68. That's where we're stuck, and 57 or 56, we are stuck between this zone here. This is where the price is currently playing. We need to first break above 67.31 or 68 before we can see any meaningful move going up towards 73, 75 area. Let me show you the next level that I'm looking at on this one. This level that I'm looking at, I first want us to break above this line here. Let me mark this one black. I want to see us break above 67.31. Right now we haven't done that, so I wouldn't go in and buy first rand right now. I think we are very close to our overhead resistance there, 67.31. I understand that we are above the simple moving average, but I want us to first clear 67.31. If we can clear 67 or 67.31 here, you can actually go in for a move up towards your 74 and maybe finally 75. So for now, I think that it's important that we all exercise caution when trading first rand. Otherwise, if we fail to break above 67.31 or 68, the price may come down to 57. If we get a bounce off 57, we'll go back up to 67 again. So it's a 10 rand range. We are now at the top of that range, where I have this black line, the thick black line there. So before we break that thick black line that I got this resistance line. I'll show you where I got it from. If you go to your 3 months chart, it's there. 3 months chart is there. We haven't closed any quarter above this area here since the beginning of 2018. We haven't closed any quarter here. First quarter we closed below. Second quarter we are below. We are now on the third quarter. Third quarter, well, I mean, we're still at the beginning. We haven't attempted this area. I mean, enough to my satisfaction. I'm not really satisfied about how we've actually tried this area. I would like to see maybe the price going above this area and coming back to see that really buyers are failing to take that area out. Even if you go to your 6 months chart, your 6 months, we haven't done any 6 months above this area. The first time, last half of 2017, we went up there, we closed there. First half we failed, and first half we failed. We are now on the second half of 2018. We'll see how things are going to unfold going forward. Let me check the daily time frame. So that area, 67, 31, 67 is very important. As long as the market hasn't really closed above this area or closed any quarter above this area, I'll be very, very, very careful when trading first rand. I understand we had a bit of a pullback coming down here towards 57, around 57. The market started, improving, going up, but that 67, 67.31 is a very, very, very big area. We must be very careful. But any a nice close above the simple moving average and everything else, you can actually go in looking at 74 and 76 area as your target. Those are the levels I'm looking at there. Pietro, is that how you analyzed it? Gert, anyone? I agree with you, Gert. Sasol is a bit of an issue for me. Around 500 and 515, I think we touched on it on Friday or Thursday or Saturday. I cannot remember exactly. Maybe it was Saturday. We looked at it and around 500, 505, 515. I think that's where our main resistance lies. We'll have a look at it. We'll have a look at it now. Sasol. Okay, Sasol. Oh, okay. No, perfect, Pietro. Perfect. Okay. Okay, let me check just 1 minute. Okay, we can use either the yearly time frame or the 6 months or the 3 months. We should still get the same answer. That area there, 515, 515 that I mentioned to you, to 520. Let me check. Yeah, well, 515, 520. There is some serious resistance around that area. Okay, we haven't actually closed any area above 515. We haven't on I mean, according to this time frame here, we went there in 2013 and 2014. The market started coming down back to about 360, 350, and now we are busy attempting to break above that area. It's not going to be easy taking out that 515, 520 area. Let me check my 3 months. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult breaking out of this area. Let me check the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame, we're going to use the same we're going to use the same line. If you look at the monthly time frame, this area is a turning point. I'll change this into a line chart for you to see that it's a turning point. You see, here is our turning point. So that area is some important resistance if you look at a longer term time frame. Okay, so between 503 and 515, this area, sure, I don't know. It looks like we may get this market consolidating, trading sideways before finally breaking above 520 and going up maybe to 600. I'm not really too sure what's going to happen around this area. But our support, let me just mark our support here. This is our support area. Our support area is around 480, 482. That's where we have our support. Check what the market did this month. It came right down to our support there at 482, and it shot up to 515, 520. And there are sellers waiting at the top, buyers waiting at the bottom here. Let us look at the weekly time frame. Look at the spikes around this area. We have a lot of spikes. We had a spike here. The price tried to move higher. Sellers came in, they pushed it down to our, well, I mean, it was our support because the price was above the line. And this blue one went below. It came down to our support here, and it went up. And here, this is our mid range. Every time the price gets to 515, 503, or 505, like Gert mentioned, sellers come in and push the price down. So here, I don't know what's going to happen. This is a new week. If we end this week below this 503, there's a good chance that we could see the price maybe coming down a bit towards the 490s. If we get the price maybe towards the 490s, we could get a little bit of a sell-off over the next week or two, pushing the price down to that 482 that we saw last week. So that's the area I'm looking at. I'm looking at this zone 515 and 503. There's a possible sure. Sure, let me check a lower time frame. It's very, very, very difficult right now. Okay. I think there's a possible shorting situation brewing here. We could see these sellers coming in and pushing the price down to 482. That's where I would want to get involved on Sasol around 482. At current levels, I wouldn't want to get involved because we have 514 or 515 is our resistance, and we have 503 as our support. So I don't want to get involved here. I would rather get involved from 483 looking at 515, because I mean, if it moves from 482 or 480 to 515, that's 35 bucks. That's a lot of money that you can make. That's almost it's very close to making 10% on Sasol. So I wouldn't touch it right now. I would wait for the price to come down here to 482. Okay, let's check. But that 515, 520 area is very important. It's long-term resistance. You must be very careful when the price is trading around there. Don't try getting involved around those levels. That's very close to our resistance. Gert, are you okay with that? Are we seeing the same picture? And everyone else, I mean, everyone else can also uh, chip in and say something there. Okay, Gert, thank you so much. Let me see, what can we... Okay, let's have a look at the US dollar CAD. Don't know if that's the one that was sent out this morning. Let me check. I'm looking for the message. It was USD CHF. Okay. Okay, USD CHF. Okay. 6 months chart here. Let's get our support here. Let me just understand exactly what's going on here before we move on to our lower time frames. Thank you, Pietro. That's our overhead resistance there. Okay, another level that I want us to mark is this one here. Okay. We actually have been rising on this one. Okay, 1000 is our main overhead resistance, the one that I've just marked black. Let me make it a little bit thicker. That line, that area is our resistance. That area is our resistance. I'm scared of that area. I can adjust this one a bit and put it up here. Let me mark some support around this. Whew, okay, right, sure. Let me move this up a bit. I've just adjusted this one. I need to get another. Okay, we are stuck between the two dotted lines, point 99,700 and point 99,152 or point 99,100. That's where I expect to see this market playing. We are above the simple moving average, but I mean we've been moving sideways for a bit, you know. We've been moving sideways for a bit. The main picture should actually remain here for me. We can expect to see the price maybe coming down to 0.98500, 0.98400. That's what I'm looking at here. I'm not completely convinced about the long yet, but it's still early days. We just need to watch and see what this market does. If it confirms that it's gonna move higher, well, I mean, it will move higher. But I mean, right now, look at it. It's trading below the simple moving average. We have those two dotted lines there. We haven't, I mean, broken out of them. We still need to take out this I mean, lower dotted line and come down here. I would actually look to buy The US dollar against the Swiss franc against 98,600, 98,600, 98,500. That's where I would look to really buy this one. For now, I think it's mid range. It's in the middle of nowhere right now. Let me look at the daily time frame, sorry, hourly time frame. Okay, if you look at the hourly time frame, it seems as though it has been moving up for a bit, going up towards that dotted line here at the top, but I believe that you're still going to come down. Let me show you what I think is going to happen here. That's just my thought. I'm not saying that this is what the stock or this currency pair is going to do. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen here. Before we can get a bounce higher, or before we can get a buy on this one, we need to check what happens around this dotted line here. If we fail to bounce off this dotted line, I think we're coming back, we're coming right down to 98,500, around 98,500, 98,600. That's where we can go in and take a long on this one. I'm not happy about a long right now. I can see that it is moving up a bit, Pietro. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not sold yet. I need to see more confirmation justifying the reasons why maybe I should go in taking a long on this one. So just keep an eye on this one. Be very careful when trading it. Don't just trade it recklessly. You must be very careful. I know you have your stop loss take profit in place. That's all good and well. Okay, another stock that we can look at. Let's look at Aspen. Aspen has been going sideways. We have been coming down. We are range bound on this one. I'm looking at resistance of 270, and sure, a further move maybe down towards 230. But every time when the stock gets to 240, 242, buyers come in and push the price up. But these two lines are very important. They mark your main support and resistance on this stock. Mm, Sure. Okay, the area I'm looking at here is 245, 246. Any weekly close below this area here could take us back down to the 30 levels I've just mentioned. It's possible that the price could go back down to 230, even if it's a spike. It doesn't matter. We may go down towards that 230 on Aspen. Let me show you. Weekly resistance is around 254. Is our weekly resistance. Weekly resistance is here around 254, 256 area. That's where I expect to see sellers coming in and pushing the stock lower. If that doesn't happen, if we close above 255 at the end of the week, it's possible that we'll have the stock going back to trade at 270 again at our main resistance. From there, we can expect to see either a breakout to the upside or another drop coming down. Another drop coming down to 226 to 230 levels on Aspen. But I mean, anything above 255 at the end of the week is going to suggest that Aspen is going to move higher. 270 is our main resistance. Break below 245, which is our immediate support area. We're coming down to 230, 226 on Aspen. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? Who does not understand what I'm doing? Who is confused? Please let me know if you are confused so that I can try and explain. Okay, Kara, your question is how long should one keep a long trade open with regards to swap fees? You? Sure. That's a difficult one, Kara. I haven't actually looked into that with regards to the swap fees, but you must make sure that you You don't keep it for a very long time, because if you keep it for a very long time, those swap fees are going to eat up on your profits and your account equity. The stock should be able to move up. You should also be able to get to its target very, very quickly. You cannot afford to keep a trade for how many days? Maybe let's say keep the stock for like 10 days. Oh, no, 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 no. 10 days is okay. There's nothing wrong with 10 days. You cannot afford to keep the stock maybe for more than a month. You must be able to close it quickly, get to the profit target. That's why it's important that you do your proper technical analysis before you jump into a trade. That's why that is very important. Okay, Kumbulani, we'll have a look at Kumba. Let me check. What did we say about Kumba? Kumba had some nice results recently. This is my picture on Kumba. I was analyzing Kumba. Let's just look at the trend. Let me mark this to show you the trend. The trend on Kumba has been rising since 2016 from the 40 levels. It's been rising, and in 2018 it's been pulling back for a bit. So we are stuck between. Okay, let me mark the levels where we are right now. I've got these lines because I was analyzing it earlier. So I've got these lines. The two black lines, they are 321 or 322 and 267 or 270. That's where the price is really stuck right now. We need to take out 321. If we can have any weekly close above 321, 320 area. Okay, let me check if you come down here. Even 315. Anywhere between 315, I think that's where maybe we can expect to see a little bit of a consolidation. I think that's where we can expect to see a little bit of a consolidation there. After that, we get a break above. We're looking at 378, 396. That's where I think the price of Kumba is likely to go next. But down, on our support, I'm looking at 267, 270 levels as our support. I think maybe we could be stuck in this range for a couple of weeks before we really get to see this market picking up. I don't know, but I mean this is what I can see. The main focus is on these two lines that we have here, 267, 270, and 321. Those are the two main levels I'm looking at, which I think are very important in this market. Kumbulani, are you okay with that, or you want me to give you more information there? Are you happy with what we've just covered? Because I mean, the levels we are just stuck between those two. Let me see if I cannot go back and get these levels and show you how I got all these levels that I have there. Let's start with the yearly chart. End of 2017. Let's mark the end of 2017. We closed at 380. We closed the year at 379, or you can call it 380 if you like. According to this, let me check. Maybe we can put another one here, which is The support lower down. After okay. That's where we closed 2017. We closed 2017 around here. The first month we started going down, and we haven't really touched 240. 240 is some important support as well, but we haven't touched that one. Let us draw a rising trend line. We have we have this rising trend line here. We haven't broken above that, so I'm happy. The uptrend is still intact. Let me remove it. Let us try and mark these turning points on the weekly time frame. We'll make them black. This one we can mark as well. Fine, because it's a turning point. Let's mark it. Okay. So let's focus on the black lines. Okay, we have three lines now. I'll mark this one a dotted line. We have three lines. We are above this mid-range line. The market is trying to go back up to 320, 323 area, but I think that is possible that we may still come down to 264, 270 before we move higher. It's all going to depend in the mood of the market. If the mood improves in the market, we may see the stock rising and moving higher. But if the mood deteriorates, if it goes down over the next couple of weeks, we may see the stock coming back down to the support level that we're talking about here. Remember, on the S&P, I mentioned some important level. I mentioned 2,875, 2,880. That level is very important. If the market manages to stay above 2,800, it's possible that we may still go up there. From 2,880, 2,875, I think maybe that's when we can expect to see this market starting to slide a bit. For now, I think it's still looking okay. For how long? It's anyone's guess. No one really knows exactly what's going to happen next on this particular stock. So yeah, that's all I have on Kumba, guys. I don't know if you have any more questions. Have you any other stock that you want me to have a look at? Check what's going on. And yeah, Sanlam. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at Sanlam Pietro. Okay, Sanlam, end of 2017, we closed at 87. Beginning of 2018, the stock came down and our support is around 70 bucks. So just hit this support area. I think there's going to be a lot of buying interest on Sanlam going forward. We could be stuck maybe in a range for a bit. I'm really not too sure, but I mean, let's check. Excuse me. Overhead resistance around 78 bucks. We have a nice rising trend line here. The market came down. It touched it and it bounced off to go back to the support that I'm talking about from a yearly time frame. And right now we are above this area here. I I think if we get a close above 70 bucks at the end of July, we are actually going to see the stock moving much higher, moving up towards 279. Moving up towards 79. If we manage to break above 79, I'm looking at the stock going back to 90 bucks. I think the only problem that we have with our financials is the rand that is weakening. I think that's the only problem that we have in this market. But around 67.50, 65, this zone here, 67.50, 65, this zone, I think Sanlam is buyable as long as it doesn't break this nice rising trend line that we have here. As long as it stays above that rising trend line, I think we are going to do well going forward on Sanlam, because I mean we've come down to our support, touched it, and now it looks like we are going up. So I think I'm okay with Sanlam for for some longs at the right level. At the right level, not anywhere. At the right levels, not just because you think Sanlam's gonna go up. Like last week, we had a nice engulfing candle here, and it looks like we're having a follow through again this week above 70 bucks. If we can push up above the SMA there around 72, 73, I think the price will shoot straight up to 79, 78.50. If we are lucky to break above that, I'm looking at the stock going back to 90 or this 87.13 area. from the close of 2017 from the yearly time frame. That's what I'm looking at. But to me right now, it looks like it's starting to pick up. People are going to be buying it. You must be very careful when trading it. We're still below the moving average on the weekly time frame, but the main structure to me is that of a buy. It looks like it's preparing to pick up here. Let me check. There's an indicator that I just want to apply here. I want to see if that indicator is going to work or not. Okay, it's been coming down, but this moving, yeah, okay, this is a positive or a bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. It's been rising, bullish divergence. Here it's starting to look okayish. If we close the day above our simple moving average, close above 70 bucks, I think one can actually go in and take a long on this one, aiming at 79, 80 bucks. I think I like Sanlam at these levels. The only thing that I'm not happy about yet is the fact that we haven't really closed above the 50 on the RSI. If we get the RSI above the 50, I think there's a good chance we're going to get to 79, 80 bucks there. That's more than 10%. That's more than 10%. I think Sanlam is really looking very good. Okay, guys. I think that's all we have for the day. If you have more questions, you're welcome to send me an email, caesar@quicktrade.co.za, and I will come back to you. You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. We have another session again tomorrow until Thursday. Then we break on Friday. Saturday we are back, and again on Monday. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great afternoon. If you have any questions, please send me those emails. Thank you so much.